In this video, we will take an in-depth look at VA Dependency and Indemnity Compensation, better known as DIC. This is one of the most important benefits offered by the Department of Veterans Affairs because it provides financial protection for the survivors of veterans who have passed away. The program was designed to support spouses, children, and even parents in certain cases, helping ensure that a family does not face financial devastation after losing a loved one who served. In this video, I will explain what DIC is, who qualifies, the specific rules that apply, the benefits it provides, and strategies you can use as a veteran to ensure your family knows what to do when the time comes. We will also cover some complex questions like, what happens if a veteran does not want their spouse to collect the benefit but wants their children to, as well as what happens when children are too young to receive the benefit at the time of death. By the end of this video, you will have a strong understanding of the DIC process and what steps to take now so that your family will not be left confused or unsupported later. VA Dependency and Indemnity Compensation is a tax-free monthly benefit paid to eligible survivors of certain deceased veterans. To qualify, the veteran's death must either be directly related to military service, or the veteran must have been rated as totally disabled for a significant period of time prior to death, even if the death itself was not caused by a service-connected condition. There are 4 primary conditions that can establish eligibility. First, if a service member dies while on active duty, whether that is during regular active service, active duty for training, or inactive duty training, their survivors are eligible. Second, if a veteran dies from an injury or illness directly connected to their military service, eligibility is established. Third, if a veteran dies from a non-service-connected condition but had a total and permanent disability rating for at least 10 years immediately before death, survivors may also qualify. Fourth, if a veteran had that rating for at least 5 years after their release from active duty, or for at least 1 year if they were a former prisoner of war, their survivors may also be eligible. This ensures that DIC supports families not just when a death is directly service-related, but also when a veteran's service-connected conditions created a lifetime of disability that contributed to their passing. Eligibility also depends on the survivor's relationship to the veteran. A surviving spouse may qualify if they were legally married to the veteran at the time of death and meet certain conditions, such as being married for at least 1 year prior to the veteran's death, marrying within 15 years of the veteran's service-connected disability, or having a child with the veteran. In some cases, even if the couple was separated, as long as the surviving spouse was not at fault for the separation, they can still qualify. Certain remarried spouses may also remain eligible depending on the age at which they remarried and the date of remarriage. Dependent children also qualify if they are unmarried and under 18, or if they are between 18 and 23 and enrolled in school. In special cases, children who are permanently disabled before the age of 18 can qualify for life. Parents may also be eligible if they were financially dependent on the veteran and if their income falls below VA thresholds. This inclusion acknowledges that sometimes parents rely on their veteran children for financial support and deserve assistance when that support is lost. The benefits of DIC are significant. Survivors receive monthly tax-free payments. For a surviving spouse, the base rate is over $1,600 per month as of recent updates, with additional amounts for dependent children. If the spouse qualifies for aid and attendance because they need daily living support, or if the veteran had been totally disabled for at least 8 years prior to death while married to the spouse for those same 8 years. Surviving children who are not included in the spouse's award can receive monthly benefits on their own, and children between the ages of 18 and 23 who are attending school may also receive support. Parents who qualify receive an amount that depends on their income and the number of parents eligible. Additional benefits may include burial assistance and even educational support, such as eligibility for the Fry Scholarship, which can cover tuition and other education costs. These benefits go far beyond just a monthly payment. They are designed to provide long-term stability for families who have sacrificed so much. Applying for DIC requires filling out the appropriate forms and submitting supporting documentation. Surviving spouses and children use VA Form 21P-534EZ, while parents use VA Form 21P-535. These forms can be submitted online through the VA website, by mail to the Pension Management Center for your region, or with the help of a Veterans Service Organization, an accredited claims agent, or an attorney. Many families choose to work with an accredited representative because the application process can be detailed and mistakes may delay benefits. Veterans themselves can help their families by organizing documentation ahead of time, including proof of service connection, disability ratings, marriage certificates, and birth certificates. Filing an intent to file before the full claim is ready is another way to preserve an earlier effective date, ensuring that survivors may receive back pay. Now let's talk about proactive planning. As a veteran, one of the most important things you can do is make sure your spouse, children, or parents understand what DIC is and how to file for it. Many survivors miss out on benefits simply because they did not know they existed or did not know how to apply. You can avoid this by keeping a file with your DD-214, your VA rating decision letters, and a written note explaining DIC eligibility and how to apply. Even if you are not comfortable talking about your disability rating directly with your family, leaving this documentation ensures that they are informed when the time comes. Another option is to work with an accredited representative now and make sure your family knows who to contact if they need to file later. Some veterans wonder if their spouse must always be the beneficiary. For example, what if a veteran does not want their spouse or former spouse to collect the DIC, but instead wants their children to benefit? By law, the surviving spouse is first in line for DIC unless they are disqualified, such as through remarriage under certain conditions or legal separation where they were at fault. In cases where the spouse is not eligible, the children can receive the benefit directly. Veterans who are concerned about this issue should seek legal advice and make sure that any marital status issues are clear because the VA bases eligibility on marriage validity and dependency rules. This means that while you cannot simply redirect DIC to your children if a spouse is legally eligible, there are circumstances where children may become the rightful recipients. Children's eligibility is another key issue. Generally, children must be under 18 or between 18 and 23 if attending school to collect DIC. If a child is permanently disabled before turning 18, they may remain eligible for life. Some ask whether children can apply earlier and let the funds accrue until they reach the eligible age. The answer is that benefits do not accrue in a lump sum for future use. Instead, DIC must be applied for and collected when the child meets the age or dependency requirements. If they do not file during eligibility, they may miss out entirely. That is why it is so important for veterans to make sure their children know about the benefit, even if the veteran does not want to disclose their 100% permanent and total rating while alive. A veteran can prepare a written instruction letter, include it with legal documents, or ensure that a trusted representative has the information so that children know to file when the time comes. Ultimately, the best way to protect your family's access to DIC is by combining clear documentation, open communication when possible, and the use of accredited representatives who can guide survivors through the process. This ensures that your spouse, children, or parents are not left struggling to figure out what benefits they may be entitled to. Veterans worked hard for these benefits, and they exist to support the family when the veteran is gone. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like it, share it with other veterans and families who may need this information, and subscribe to the channel for more detailed breakdowns on VA claims, benefits, and strategies. By staying informed, you can ensure your family is cared for and has the tools they need to succeed even after your service is complete.